Human Music Podcast.
What hilarious semi-music related YouTube video deep dive are we going to do today?
Man, I mean, very music related, not hilarious at all. That Ahi video about that Dylan's been putting around, the best mixing advice I ever received, about like having that low mid dip that you can see in Span. That video helped me so much, and I've been sharing with every single one of my students, like literally like most of my track feedback and like every single session. It's like, by the way, here's this link. You need to know this shit. It's going to help you so much in your mixes.
Can I show you something cool?
Absolutely.
Like piggybacking on top of that technique that I've also found super useful. That plus the Seth Drake kind of approach of like using reference tracks and stuff. So like in my template, I have these references here. And basically I'll have like 2, 3, 4. And then this channel here is routed out into Span. So whatever's on here isn't going to play. That's why I keep these like muted and just drag what I want to reference. And so I'll pull in a song and I'll be like, okay, overall, I like the grandeur of the delivery of the hook in this one. And then I like the way the vocals sit with the synths in the verse of this one. And so on. I'll find different characteristics of these songs that I like, pull them in, and then on Span. So if you set the output, there's multiple, but just the first one, 3, 4, and then you go here into Span, you select group 2 as an underlay, you go into the routing. These are all just going to be dashed besides the first 2. Just set these to E and F, and then whenever you put a track on there, let's grab a reference. Sure. Now I can like line up the drop or the verse or whatever I want to reference to mine, and mine is going to show up with that track under mine. And so I'll match the kick or snare to my song, just kind of like do that. Cool, roughly equal, and now I can tell. Right, like. Right, I should probably boost my high end and actually have something going on in the mids and dip out that little area there, and it's a really clear indicator. And I know that if I can just get my song within the ballpark of these 2, 3, 4 songs I chose, good enough. The mid-range might be higher than one but less than the other. As long as it's in that acceptable range, like, man, it's improved the overall spectral balance of my mixes immensely.
Dope.
Yeah, having that overlay reference is super huge. I'm actually using a different approach with by using metric AB. Have you all seen that one?
Yeah, I've got that.
It's familiar. Which one is that again?
Metric AB is killer, man. So I'll just quick drag a track that I worked on, this Thank You Reality that I mentioned that me and Evan had got with Tyson and Shoes got coming out on the drum and bass mixtape coming up.
Sweet. And by the way, not to interrupt, but congrats on that EP, man. And you fucking killed it with the remix, Evan. All those remixes were so good, dude. That might be my favorite Producer Dojo release so far.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it's rare that you get to work with such a fun, like, high quality vocal from someone too, where like the delivery is just like super in the pocket already. You don't really have to fuck with it. Yeah, that's all credit goes to Luke on that one for getting that shit going.
Hey, I did what I could, man. I mean, I got the ball rolling, but boy howdy did y'all roll that ball.
Well put.
So yeah, metric AB is cool. You can have presets. So I've got like a dance pop preset that I made for like making pop tracks, and I've got one that's all like mostly dojo tracks, and so like you can have up to 16 reference tracks in the bottom here.
Oh, wow.
So I've got like this one Joyride and Skrillex track, and then like there's there's Ill Gates, there's Ill Gates. That's my my Dojo Brown Belt release Katanas. There we got the Triggum track. There's the Rip Kenny remix from the EP you were just talking about, a Veins track, Chauncey, Metasign, Unk, Synapse, Daniel Simmons, Rip Kenny again, because I love this Mercy track. 6th Street, that Chili Candy, that shit's hot. A Spiderhound cut. So I've just got a bunch of tracks I know have already been approved by the Dojo / Skrillex, And then, so you can be listening to your own track, and let's see how, like, head to the drop here and be like, okay, I know that I want to listen to the drop. And then I can set a cue point in here for like, actually, I'm not going to listen to that track. I'll pick Mercy, and I'll like go to somewhere that seems like it's the drop in here, and I'll create a cue point 1, and set it to right there. So if I listen, oh, hold up, I think I got to switch. Can y'all hear that?
No, I think you got to throw it through Zoom.
Sometimes Reason doesn't like to work when I open it after I open Zoom. So awesome. Okay, so without sound, apparently, just with visuals. So I set a little cue point right on Evan's drop, and then when I change it over to the blue setting, I'm listening to what's in my DAW.
Okay.
So it's cool. You can like filter out the frequencies. So just listening to the sub, the bass, the mids, the highs, or everything. You can change your how many dB per octave you're rolling off. And then you can switch me like, okay, I just want to look at the spectrum. I can look at, that's my track. That's Evan's track. I guess it's our track. And then just have, or you can layer them just like you were looking at in Span.
What's dual?
And then same, like go to stereo.
What's the dual option on display?
What's that?
The dual option?
The layer, dual is next to each other, and then layered is on top of each other. And then so you can check your loudness, your dynamics, your stereo image. Correlation, honestly, I'm not 100% sure what this function is.
I'm pretty sure that's phase. Like if you have way more stereo than mono, it's going to go into the negatives, and then your stereo can like leak into the other side. You know what I mean?
Got you.
I'm pretty sure that would be that by the looks of the meter.
So the low end's very mono, and then it kind of gets more stereo at the top.
Yeah,
that makes sense. And I think that's pretty much what we're looking at here too.
Yeah.
I think that's more aliveness.
Yeah.
But correlation, the way I've always thought of it, this could be totally wrong, but is like the ratio of your mono versus the stereo.
Okay.
But yeah, Metric AB, I think it's like $60 from Plugin Alliance, and it's super cool because, it's like doing all that routing from the 3 Extremes weekly download where you can like, I've got like these 7 plugins all lined up, and this one I can turn on if I want to listen to the subs, and this one if I want to listen to the highs, and this one I can change this setting if I want to listen to the, just the width.